Magic 101.3 plays the non-stop hip-hop and R&B. You're tuned into the Midday Magic Show with yours truly, the Midday Mamacita, Alexandra Marie. And you know, this afternoon is the big early Vote for Change rally with Michelle Obama in downtown Gainesville in front of the Hippodrome Theater. My boy Clifton with a K, he's going to be down there in just a little bit, and we're going to be checking in with him. But right now, I want to check in with Michelle Obama to see how the preparations are going for this afternoon. Bienvenidos and welcome to the Midday Magic Show. It is such an honor to have you here.
It is an honor for me to be on. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. Now, today is the early Vote for Change rally in downtown Gainesville, and I want to know why Gainesville?
You know, Florida is an important state. It's a swing state, and we are a campaign that has always been focused on the grassroots. We're trying to get to every major city, every major county throughout this state. This is my fourth or fifth trip to the state, and Barack has probably been here even more than that because, you know, sometimes it's just critical for people to see the candidates on the ground, to hear their message directly from them. And the message that we're really promoting right now in this phase of the campaign is early voting.
Yes.
Because it is so important. You know, we don't want people to miss the opportunity of having their voice heard because they had a flat tire or something happened at the last minute, there was an unexpected emergency. You know, we want people to vote early and have that out of the way. And then if they vote early, the other good thing is that folks can use their time on Election Day to help other people vote who didn't have a chance to vote early. We want folks who have voted early to look at taking 5 to 10 people to the polls and making sure that their neighbors and their church members and their colleagues all get to vote. So that's, you know, the next round of conversation that we want to have with voters here in the state.
Exactly. Well, we are excited to hear your message in Gainesville. Now, what is it like to be Michelle Obama right now?
You know, it could be a little schizophrenic because there is the Michelle Obama that goes home and is looking for Halloween costumes and is going over homework and went to the soccer championship and has to deal with the pizza party and, you know, taking the kids trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And then there's the Michelle Obama that comes out on the campaign trail who is very fired up as a mother and a wife and a daughter and a citizen, and I am just as desperate for change as every other American, and I feel like I'm married to the man who has the temperament, the intellect, the charisma, you know, the guts, the nerve, the respect, the decency to take this country where it needs to go. And I'm going to do everything in my power when I'm not being Michelle Obama the mommy, Michelle Obama the wife, to make sure that people understand who he is and what he stands for and what's at stake in this election. So I'm wearing a bunch of hats, girl.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, how do you keep the momentum going even when everyone else around you is tired, even when you yourself is tired? How do you keep it going?
You know, amazingly, it's being out on the campaign trail. To be blessed enough to be in an arena in any part of the country, it really reminds you of what's at stake and that we don't have time to waste. We can't afford to let this opportunity pass us by because people are hurting and people are hungry for a new kind of leadership. And the only candidate in this race who has a plan that is different from the last 4 or 8 years is Barack. Any other choice is going to be 4 more years of the same thing, and we just can't afford that. So I just stay fired up. Every time I walk into an arena, into a room of people, I know what's at stake, and that keeps me pumped up.
When you and Barack first discussed the possibility of him running for president, what did you think the experience was going to be like, and then how does that compare to what it's actually been?
You know, of course, my first reaction was, are you crazy? But, you know, what I tend to do in preparation, you know, what I've done all my life is just sort of think of all the great things and the best things and the worst things that could happen, the things that could be said, the things that could be, you know, and I go down all those paths, and I make sure that I'm mentally prepared to deal with any and everything. And then when you do that pretty thoroughly, pretty much this year has been what I would have anticipated. You know, the thing that I am most pleased about, though, is just being reminded of the decency of the American people, because the truth is that 99.9% of my experience on this road has been phenomenal, whether people are voting for Barack or support him or not. People have been decent. They're trying to figure it out. Folks work very hard. People aren't lazy. People who are hurting financially, it's not their fault. You know, people are struggling and they are not asking for much. They don't want government to do everything for them. They just want a fair shot. They want, they want an even playing field. And they remind me so much of my parents, who are hard working class folks, and they remind me of Barack's grandparents and his mother. There is more that unites us in this country than divides us, and that's what I've had the privilege to see. And I remind people, whenever you get down or you think that things can't change, if we all had the privilege to travel around the country for a little bit and sit in one another's communities and in each other's kitchens and to share our stories, we would know what we've been able to see is that America, is a great country, and we are at our greatest when we are faced with some of the toughest challenges, and those challenges are we're facing now, and we need a leader that can get us through it, and that person is Barack.
Thank you so much for joining me, and good luck to you, to your husband, to your entire family, and we look forward to the big rally this afternoon.
Thanks so much, and tell everybody to make sure they get out to the Hippodrome Theater. We're going to have a great event. So thanks so much for taking the time.
You're welcome. And everyone, make sure you go out to the Hippodrome in downtown Gainesville this afternoon. The program begins at 2:30. The gates open at 1 o'clock. I got more details on that coming up soon. So keep it locked right here to Magic 101.3, blazing nonstop hip hop and R&B.